Hello and welcome back to the Witch's Brew. Today we are here making a simmer pot that is super easy and has ingredients that you can find pretty much in any grocery store. All right. Um, all you need for today's simmer pot is lavender, mint or peppermint, a lemon, rosemary, and salt and water. All right. This one is really great for summer or springtime. I will have another one in the fall that uses more like apples, oranges, clove, allspice, things like that. But this one is perfect. It's refreshing. It is really great for cleansing the space, which is really kind of what I'm going for here. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm not even going to use a cutting board. We're just going to not cut my hand open. I'm only going to put in half the lemon. There we go. And lemons are really great for cleansing. All right. So it's going to cleanse our energy. If you want, you can squeeze out a little bit of the lemon juice. What I've also done when using lemons in simmer pots is if I'm cooking with a lemon, I will save the rind and toss it in the next day for a simmer pot. All right. Next up, we are going to do salt. This is for protection. Use however much you want. Just used a generous pinch. And that is for protection. So we have lemon for cleansing, salt for protection. We're going to use rosemary also for protection. Use as much or as little as you would like. Typically this time of year, I would use rosemary fresh from the garden. It's too hot to go outside. So we'll just use what we have in the pantry. And speaking of things in the pantry, I do have like mint and peppermint downstairs. But I have these peppermint tea bags that are just really sitting there in my space doing nothing. So we're going to go ahead and use those up because honestly, I'm just a big proponent of using what you already have on hand. It doesn't need to be that complicated. I think I'm going to open the tea bag up for this one. Honestly, you can probably just stick it right in there with the whole tea bag. I just like to make things more difficult for myself than I need to. I have 3 out. I think I'm going to use 2 because I already opened 2. Again, use however much that you want. Peppermint is a really great, versatile herb. Just didn't tear the bottom. Again, really easy to find. Very easy to grow, although if you're going to grow it, I suggest you grow it in a pot because it will take over. And today we are using it for wealth and financial abundance, bringing that into our home. And then last but not least, lavender. I've been on a really big lavender kick lately. I'm using a lot, obviously, because the reason I'm using a lot is because I want it to balance out the peppermint, and I put a lot of peppermint in. I also know that I have an order of peppermint coming in probably by the end of this week, so I'll just use it. And that is for peace. Now, again, with peppermint, it is so versatile that you can really use it for a bunch of different things. It's also great for peace. It's also great for protection. It's also a very healing herb. If any of those are speaking to you more than wealth and abundance, go ahead and use that. All right. I don't know how much you can see that, but that's what our pot looks like right now. We're just going to fill it up with water. There we go. I did not fill this up all the way. You can make your simmer pots as large or as small as you want. Some people will just take a like 3 to 4 inch mini cauldron and just do a simmer pot out of that. That also works. I typically try to use the smallest pot, and it's 110 as I'm recording this right now, and I will typically let it sit and simmer until 5:30, 6, and that's around the time when we eat dinner. So again, sometimes my husband doesn't like when the smells intermingle with each other, and the smells from dinner mixed with the smells of the simmer pot. So that's why I typically do that time frame. You can let it simmer all day and just keep topping off with water, or you can let it simmer for an hour or two, turn it off, and do other things. Honestly, when I'm done with it, I will typically drain it and then throw the rest in the trash. There are people that also will leave this at the base of a tree, dump it out at the base of the tree, I should say, as an offering to the tree that's protecting their house. It's whatever is easiest for you, whatever makes sense for you in the moment. When it's the middle of winter and I'm doing a simmer pot, I don't really have the energy to go outside and dump it out. If it's in the middle of summer and it's really hot, again, don't really have the energy to sit and dump it out. If you're also in a space where you have to worry about critters, you might not want to dump this outside. Again, totally up to you. User preference. Like I said, I will just strain mine and drain it after letting it simmer for 4 hours or so. I will say, as a word of caution, because you can use lavender and peppermint both for sleep. It's going to be very potent. It's likely going to work pretty quickly. I once put a simmer pot on at like 4 o'clock, and that had lavender for sleep because I really wanted my son to sleep that night. And my son and I were both sleepy by 5:30 and ready to go to bed. I had to turn it off and then turn it back on a couple hours later at bedtime. So just a word of caution. If you would like to add some more stuff to this, I might add some honey later on for productivity, depending on how I'm feeling. You certainly can, but this is at least a good basis to start with. So I will just pop it on my stove, set the burner to low, and just let it do its thing. So I hope you enjoy this. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. If you try it, also please let me know. I would love to know how this goes for you. But I love you, and I will see you next time. Bye.